Leo, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign, and this is an energy reading. So please take it where and how it resonates in your life. This is your message, and if you're not a Leo and this has popped up on your feed, it is definitely for you, because it would only come to you because you drew it to you. There's something in it that you need to hear at just the right time, and this is where your message begins. I don't even know what it is. I haven't seen it yet. So ultimately, we're gonna figure this out together. Okay, lots of air here. So there's lots of decisions. You're in your head. Not necessarily in a bad way. You're just trying to be very clear about something. There's something that, like maybe a new idea that's come to your mind or a new concept. You're open-minded to something is what it's telling me. You know, it's almost like it starts small, but it's almost like there's got validity to it, and things are starting to add up. You know, it's like you think it's a good decision, right? You're using your wisdom to say this is a good decision to consider this. Like this is a good idea. And then there's communication, of course, because swords are going to be communication, some sort of written, verbal, vocal. Usually for me, the page of swords is like a little communication, not very serious. It's almost like reaching out, DMs, texts, short phone calls, emails, something that's like really quick. But you know that it's a good thing to do. It's almost like you're now comfortable deciding I'm going to connect or reach out, or this is a good idea. Making an executive decision that something new is a good idea, and at the very least you're going to investigate it more. So there's objectivity here, which tells me there's clarity. You're not confused about this, right? So what is this? Or what else does God want you to know about it? It's a choice that you have been pondering for a while. It's, you know, you've been feeling like you were pulled in two directions. You've been considering it, but ultimately you haven't been able to decide on it. But it's like something's a good idea. You can feel the pull toward the future, or you can feel a pull toward this new direction. And I think that you're finally willing to decide, this is a good idea. I need to explore this. But there is still clearly some contemplation. I just think that now you're ready to allow yourself to at least admit, I'm actually really interested in this. I actually do really want this. So let me seriously consider or start investigating or reach out to, speak about, learn about this new opportunity, because it's like you were struggling inside of yourself to even admit that you wanted it. And now you're at a point where you're like, I'm comfortable that I want it. So now let me start like really interacting. And then this came out. Oh, you were undecided. This was the hidden card for me. I couldn't see it. So you were undecided or indecisive. There's information that you needed to know, or you were stuck between two choices, which is why you got the Two of Wands and Two of Swords. I don't know what I feel. I don't know which one I want. I don't have enough information. I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure. I'm not certain. This would have been sometime around the new moon. Guess what's going to happen on the full moon? You're going to absolutely sure. There's victory, success. Like, it's almost like you finally conquered your indecisiveness or your uncertainty. And now there is a certainty, and you are going to win this. And maybe you were having like a, conflict of confidence, right? You weren't sure, but now it's like, I'm going to take action on this. There's major clarity here. Let's clarify the clarity. Let's clarify, what is this clarity or information that comes into Leo? What is this? What is this? That you have decided to fight your way forward, or that you deserve something. It's almost like you've decided that something is worth fighting for, something is worth standing. It's almost like something is worth staking your claim. I think you were afraid to think of the wands, think of the swords. You were afraid to stake your claim. And now it's like, I know my way forward is I should fight for this, that this is worth fighting for, that I want this. I'm certain of it. So there's certainty here that something is valuable enough to not give up on. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So this is also an offer of love because you care about it. I think you're finally deciding to stop fighting your feelings for something or someone and be able to finally admit, I care. Right? I care unconditionally. You could be fighting for, sticking up for, or defending somebody who's very tender-hearted, very caring. But you also have the Queen of Swords here. So there's intellect. But there's a decision that something is worth fighting for because you care about it. And this is where the struggle was, right? You weren't sure about something. So what is it that makes you sure? That's kind of what I'm worried, like not worried about, but I'm interested. What all of a sudden, what makes you so sure? Remember, guys, to subscribe to the channel and please ring that notification bell and select all notifications so you get notified when I go live. This is the only place I do free public tarot card readings. So if you want to join in, be sure you get notified. And if you're looking for personal readings, I do those, but you can only book through my website, www.bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. So, but what is it? What finally comes through? It's almost like a sense of certainty that there is a future in this, that there is a possibility here because you were guarded, right? It's like you weren't going to let just anything in, or you weren't sure if it fit in. Maybe you weren't sure if somebody fit in your world, but they absolutely do fit in your world. In fact, they were probably more on a like parallel trajectory than you realized at first. You had a lot of parallel lines sitting here. Right? And now you're realizing, oh, wow, you know, I can make this happen. I can figure out how to move forward on this. This will actually work. Because there was defensiveness here. Maybe you were being defensive against what you've earned or what you've built, your house, your home, your family, your friends. Like, I don't really know if I want to, like, open myself up to this new person coming in, or open myself up to this new possibility or potential. You could be building out a new business, right? And trying to figure out all the logistics of it. Well, you figured it out. You know the purpose behind it. You know the way to execute now. You now have a strategy or a plan forward, and it's clear. You can like almost create the blueprints for it, which I think is pretty freaking cool. I've got to get a moon card. Sorry, I didn't even realize I haven't gotten one yet. Leo. Moon card. Because there's going to be a full moon. There's a full moon in Libra. That's coming in 3 days from now, 2 days from now. So, and it's in opposition to Chiron. So there's a lot of emotion here about not feeling good enough. And finally realizing that you are good enough, even though you're not perfect, and it's your imperfections and accepting them that makes you beautiful and makes you strong, and like reincorporating that into like not treating other people shitty or not rejecting them because you don't feel good about yourself, that kind of energy. Oh, you know what's really interesting? A fiery climax approaches. So this is you're confronting something head on. Emotions are coming out like full steam. They're coming out. You're confronting something. You're not hiding your emotions. You're letting them out. You may be angry at them. You may be passionate about something, but ultimately it's us. You are confronting something, Leo. What's interesting is it's an Aries full moon. It's going to be a Libra full moon. So you're coming at this from a place of something's got to push through your independence. Something's got to push through your sense of I've got to do this all by myself, or your hero complex, right? It's almost like the hero needs to be saved, right? That's what you have to release and let go of. And there's going to be powerful explosion or breakthrough with regards to your sense of partnership and connection to others. I think you blocked it. You blocked help, or you blocked somebody from coming in or believing that you should do something or you were capable of it. I think you're very strong-willed. I know you are. There's a lot of confidence here, but ultimately something's got to crack through that hyper independence. Something's got to crack through it, and maybe your own emotions of finding your strength, maybe finding your fire again, finding your power. It just means that there's going to be a lot of maybe anger that you have to release. There's a lot of upset and hurt, a lot of rage maybe that you have to release. Maybe recognizing that and realizing that that's blocking me from being able to move forward on this really exceptional connection or opportunity that otherwise I wouldn't be blocking. We got to go to these cards. Interesting. I keep wanting to say Aries too. You might be dealing with an Aries. Oh, wow. There's some illumination here. There's some awakening. It's higher self. It's higher connectivity. It's not a knowing. It's an understanding. It's almost like there's just an understanding and awareness now of what really needs to happen and really needs to be. And I just felt an overwhelming sense of peace and serenity with it's like God comes in and just clarifies for you. There's clarity that you needed. And this is why you were blocking, and this is why you weren't sure, because you're a very faith-filled person. But it's like you hadn't understood it. You didn't get it. And now God is like, it's like the gates blow open. You will get it. You will understand it. You will know it. And there's a certainty in that connectivity, in not holding out for everything to make sense as much as trust. It's like it does make sense. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like suddenly it does make sense. What is this? What is this? We're going to dig deeper. Don't you worry. It's something that you were confused about. You weren't really sure. You may have felt like you were being deceived on some level, or you weren't sure the value or how valuable or something was. There could have been a distraction, a lot of confusion with regards to because something, and that's why everything was very slow moving, or there could have been a lot of options on the table, right? Underlying energy. So there could have been a lot of options on the table. Yeah, a lot of options on the table. And that's why everything was moving so slowly, or because everything moved so slowly, or it was very subtle. Maybe it seemed very boring. It was too plodding along. Like it wasn't working for you. Okay. An underlying energy, King of Cups is in reverse, and Death card. Somebody was scared of things ending or an ending. It was almost like they felt that there was an inevitable ending. Maybe things were too obsessive or too strong pulled, or you were really focused on one specific thing and you couldn't get out of that mindset, right? You almost lost in this routine, or I committed myself to it, so I have to stick with it. Like not really understanding that something wasn't worth the value you were placing on it. But at the same time, you were afraid to let go, sick to your stomach when it came to feeling like your feelings were going to get hurt, or that you were going to be used or manipulated again. Somebody who was, a lot of insecurities that you had to work through and that were coming up because of a situation where maybe you were deceived and, somebody didn't value you the way that you should be valued. So, and yes, that can be work, that can be romance, and whatever it is, you just didn't want that to happen. You become very guarded and you become fiercely defensive about it because in some ways it made you question your own self-worth. And it wasn't just about bruising your ego. It was about making you question your own self-worth. And that's part of like the dark night of the soul that you as a Leo especially have to go through to realize the true power and true value of who you are, so that then you can connect with people who really do see that value and connect to it. It's not just your glamour and your shine, but the warmth you provide and the energy you give off and what that does and how it radiates and helps other things to grow, right? It's like, that's your real value, not the shine, not the attention, not the light that you give to others, but the energy that you are, the energy that you produce, and how you keep things moving, and how there's this beautiful life because of you. You know, it's like all of those things have to really come to the surface, and you have to accept, let go of the shallow shit and embrace that deeper awareness, that deeper shit, and becoming maybe aware of a connectivity because of that you weren't aware of before. That's really interesting. I just said a lot. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles, which is lots of opportunity, offers like crazy, but then there was heartbreak with regards to the connection that you really wanted. But here's this energy of love coming in and being offered to a broken heart, a heart that got broken because of maybe giving away too much, right? That's kind of what it looks like. Is somebody was too generous, and it ended up breaking your heart. That could be what the defensiveness is about. Well, this energy, this healing energy, this loving energy wants to fill you up. They know how you give. They know how you care. They know how hard you love, and they want to love and nurture and care for you and water you. And as a fire sign, it could be a water sign that you're dealing with. You may think, oh, this is going to smother me. No, they water the human in you. And that's not going to put out a spark. That's going to help the body stay healthy so that the spark can stay alive. It's almost like keeping the car well lubed, well oiled. It's not going to put anything out. It's going to help everything else move and be fluid again. This is healing. Healing for a heart that gives too much and then breaks too hard. That's what this is. Let's get some angel messages. Damn. I think you're finally ready to love again, or finally ready to entertain love again, and think, be able to think about it again. You can't make this shit up. You saw it happen. Look at the card that I just got. Ready to love again. I said that just as the fucking card hit the table. Guy, you just can't. You are ready to love again. This is what happens when you're almost 50. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. And this is a decision that you've made. And it's a good one. This is the right time. And maybe the person doesn't know it yet, or maybe the opportunity you haven't you're gonna strike out this week. Not strike out as in you're gonna miss it, like baseball, but you're going to set out. I should say you're gonna set out this week. You're gonna communicate with somebody. You're gonna make the announcement or make the statement, stake the claim, or sign the paperwork. It's clear. You know you can take action on it now and speak to it now. So that's what's happening. You are coming to the extended with me because we got more to say. I'll see you guys there.